Showtime.
Hey, Amith, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you.
Please subscribe to sharonatsea travel. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello, good evening.
How are we doing out there? Welcome to Monday. Wait, is it Monday? It's not Monday, is it? What day is it?
It's Thursday.
Thursday. What are we doing here on a Thursday, Sharon? What's happening?
I don't know.
How did we get here?
Weird being here on a Thursday.
It really is weird. I got home from work. I'm like, okay, I got nothing to do today. I can just chill out and relax, take a nice nap, have a good dinner, take another nap, maybe a third nap before I go to bed. And boom, all of a sudden I was like, no, we have a show to do tonight. It's Thursday Night Live. Too bad I didn't go in and switch the introductions, which still said Monday Night Live. But what are you going to do? Those things are going to happen. No one will judge us for that.
Yeah.
The chat is on fire. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. If you're new here, my name is Jamie. The amazing, gorgeous woman to my left, your right, would be Sharon from Sharonatsea Travel. That's right. Some call her North America's travel agent. Many of you do. And if you haven't used her services before, don't miss out. Give her a call. Talk directly to Sharon. Email her at sharonatsea@gmail.com. Book your next cruise with her tonight or tomorrow or something.
No,
okay, not tonight. Not tonight.
Tomorrow.
Cancel that. Forget I said that. Not tonight. Sometime in the near future.
Yeah, I have enough people to get back to tonight and tomorrow because things are a little crazy out there right now.
How dare you go on a cruise on Black Friday? What is the matter with you?
I know.
Oh, boy.
Anyways.
Unbelievable.
So, everyone that's waiting on me, I will get back to you in the next, email you tonight or call you tomorrow, the ones that are waiting on calls. It's just a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
You're multitasking. Scott McNeilson, thanks for your help today. So you must have talked to somebody.
Yeah, I did talk to Scott. Yeah. Or emailed with Scott.
Thank you for welcoming us back, Fred. Lovely to see a bunch of you folks here in the chat. We will go through and talk to the chat people a little later, although Rich P did say that I am looking sexy in black. And Rich, I appreciate that. You don't even know how much I appreciate that. So thank you very much. And great to see all the same familiar faces and a few new ones as well, or a few names out there in the chat. So we really want to give you a solid review of the ship without going off on too many squirrely tangents and going down some different directions. So Sharon made me promise. She said, Jamie, don't get all wound up tonight, okay? Don't get all wound up. Crazy. Calm down, take a breath, and relax. And I said, okay, I will go to my inner Zen person and try to bring that out. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sharonatsea Travel Navigator of the Seas review, brought to you by Sharon from Sharonatsea Travel.
Oh my God.
All right, so
thank you, Larry Thomas. He says, welcome to Thursday Night Live.
Thank you for clearing that up, Larry.
Jamie and the cruise crew. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you, Sharon. Let's keep cruising.
Let's keep cruising. Let's cruise like Larry and Elaine Thomas cruise.
Yeah.
If we could all do that, we'd all be very happy. Yes, one person is missing. Matthew is off tonight because we had a conversation and he reminded us that
he's off every Monday.
Well, he is usually, but
he was, well, originally.
Why is he off tonight?
Originally, he was going to be on our show after the cruise, so he could talk a little bit about his experience. But it just didn't work out tonight for him. So maybe
it didn't work out.
Maybe we will see him next Monday night because next Monday night's our first Vlogadays, and he will be here to draw the name for the winner of Vlogadays.
Yes.
So if you have any questions for Matthew, or if there's anything that he wants to add to us to the cruise, he can do that Monday night.
Yes, he will cover that for sure because Vlogadays will only last a certain amount of time.
Yeah, every Monday in December he'll be with us.
The next four Monday nights is what we're talking about. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Fred's Model 3, and you guys are my fave. We totally appreciate your videos. Please keep them coming. Thank you so much, Fred. I know some of you are saying, Jamie, you've been a little slow on the videos lately. The last couple cruises have not come out. They've not flown out of the gate like usual, and I don't have a reason for that besides just there's a lot of life going on and work, and Sharon's been much busier than usual and things like that, and it just is part of the deal. And you know, sometimes not being a full-time YouTuber can catch up to you, and it's just one of those moments in time. But the new year is coming. 2022 is upon us, and that will bring some new things, some exciting things. We're hoping to change up a few things. We got a few ideas cranking, so we'll see what the new year brings. So we have that going on. But I know what the new year won't bring. It won't bring a 5-hour live stream where I have to cut off the last 2 hours of it like the last year did.
Because we'll be on a ship.
We will be on a cruise ship. Although maybe we'll go live from the cruise ship. We'll see.
Maybe.
But anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand.
So,
Sharon, what did we do this past weekend?
We went on Navigator of the Seas. This was our second Royal Caribbean ship we've been on. The first one was Symphony of the Seas. And I think when we went on Symphony of the Seas, we were so excited to go on it. We heard so many good things from people about Royal that I think our expectations were just really high. And I don't know, we kind of felt let down. It was kind of weird. So we thought we'd give it another chance. And so we went on Navigator of the Seas right out of LA. It just came back over to the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just the second sailing, maybe.
Yes, it was not our first, Royal cruise that was scheduled after Symphony of the Seas. There's been a few, most recently Adventure of the Seas. If you watch the channel, you know what happened there. Yeah. We did have an Australia cruise, I think, that was going to be Royal.
Actually,
got all screwed up.
Took the place of our Australia cruise because we had to move that to something. And so this is what we ended up moving it to, just to get it moved to something, to kind of just, we had a next cruise or cruise next thing. Yes. We had to get it moved. So this was that.
Yes, everyone, please bust out your I Feel Sorry for You, Sharon and Jamie.
So it was violins. It was definitely no Australia, but we'll
we were
see
Australia,
Australia
but we ended up going to Ensenada, Mexico. Wah, wah. There we go. Whining again.
No.
All right, so it was. We had a great time, and I will tell you what, Sharon is absolutely right. The first Royal Cruise, our expectations were so high that it was almost impossible to meet them. We literally had people saying that you'll never go back to Carnival, you'll regret Carnival, and we were worried that we would as well. But now we went on with a whole new view. Calm, cruising's back. We've had a few cruises since the pandemic started. It was a chill weekend. We got to drive there instead of fly, so that takes a little bit of the stress off of the whole deal. And we drove in the morning of, like we do when we go to California. It was a new port for us. Instead of the Carnival, instead of the Long Beach port where Carnival leaves from, we went to the San Pedro port, the World Cruise, the World Cruise. Let me tell you though, the World Cruise Center, it should be renamed because the World Cruise Center is like kind of a tent. It's a large tent, and it was very primitive for being called the World Cruise Center. But Embarkation
but it was not crowded.
Super nice.
And I think I said it in the vlog when we put that vlog out. But it was our fastest embarkation from the time we got to the port and stepping foot on the ship than we've ever had in all of our mini cruises.
Yes, it really was.
So it was, and I think one thing that had to do with that was the timing of the port. Usually we get to the port really early. We're one of the first to get there. And so you have to wait a little bit before you start getting, boarding the ship.
Totally.
This time our boarding time was 12:30 because they didn't start letting people on until a little later, so people weren't there.
There weren't a lot of people on ahead of us.
But,
it was so pretty early.
But we got there. We got out of the car and everything about 12:15, I think. Yeah. We don't want to get too early.
We sat in the car for about 35 minutes.
Well, they said not to get there early, so we're like, we don't want to get turned away, so we'll just wait a little while. So we got about 12:15. We went up there, and they let us in. We went right in, and literally, it wasn't even 15 minutes from the time we went through the different areas where we showed our documents and things, went through security and stepped foot on the ship.
Yes.
So, it was just so fast. Quick, not really a long line at all. So,
Adventures of David and Aaron, thank you so much for the super chat. You guys are awesome. We love you. Thanks for supporting the channel like that. It means the world to us. That is fantastic. So we went through, everything was super smooth. We got on the ship, and from the get-go, Royal has that certain feel, that certain look to it, where they do have that promenade area that's open for multiple decks, and there was a feeling of like Symphony of the Seas Junior, at least for me.
Yeah.
Right? It's only half the size of a ship, but you still had that Royal promenade.
That's their thing.
Yes, it was, but it It was much nicer. I think I really enjoyed the smaller, or the vibe on the smaller Royal ship than that monster Symphony of the Seas, which is weird because, you know, you would think that the bigger, the better, the newer, the fancier, but it wasn't really the case. I think I dug the ship more, even though it was a lot smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it was fine. So we got on. We got on the ship. We went and we watched the video, the muster video in the car on our phones on the app. We'd already watched that.
That was awesome.
So when we got on board, we just went right to our muster station and checked in. Then we went and had lunch, and after that, we were able to go to our cabins and drop our luggage off.
Hold on, now this was literally the easiest muster ever, because on the other cruises we've had since cruising came back,
had a couple different.
Well, but you had to go there, and they put on some kind of anywhere from 1 minute to 2 or 3 minute thing for you, just the basics. With this one, we got to the muster station. We were the only ones there. There were 3 people working. And they said, okay, what cabin are you? Okay, did you watch the videos? Yes.
Check.
They were, okay, we'll see you. Have a great time. And I'm like, wait, what? You're not going to teach us how to use the life vest? And you don't? No, you guys are good. Go have fun. And we're like, okay, let's get out of here. And we were thinking about not going early, and we did, but it worked out good.
Speaking of life vests, this is one thing that we haven't had in several years, I think.
Yes.
Is they were in our cabin in the closet.
Yeah, I haven't seen a real life vest in quite a while.
So that was kind of strange.
It was kind of, older ship.
Luckily, we were only on a 3-day cruise, so we didn't bring that many things to put away in the closet, so we had plenty of space.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were on a longer cruise, I would have been like, okay, I need to move these things because they're taking up my closet space.
Well, I did get to put one on and take a picture in the shower, so that was kind of fun. But I don't know if that's a thing anymore. It used to be a thing. I don't know if it's a thing. Casual Cruiser, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, nice to meet you guys in the buffet on the Navigator.
Aww.
It was awesome. Thank you so much for coming up and saying hi. There were a number of people that we met, and we were surprised because Royal it's not our usual jam. It's not our big cruise line. People seem to be committed to one cruise line versus the other. Of course, on Carnival, we see tons of people. We saw a handful here and there on NCL, but it was awesome having a dozen or so people come up to us on Royal Caribbean and say hi. It really meant a lot to us. We had a blast with that. All right, so Sharon, we have a little bit of a list. We've got a few topics that we want to cover, and we want to try to stay in some kind of a pattern here, some kind of an agenda. So what do you want to jump into first with regards to talking about stuff?
Well, so we just kind of broke some things down. We broke down like the food, the entertainment, service, things like that. So we were just going to talk a little bit about some of those things. And if there's any questions anyone has, throw them out there.
I think people want to know the most about the food. How was the food? First off, we have a few friends that are foodies. Food on cruise ships is such a hot topic. And many people will swear that Royal Caribbean has the best food. And I will say this as a blanket statement, that since getting back to cruising in July, almost every food situation, with only a few exceptions, seem to be a little under par as what the usual experience is. Am I saying that right? Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't know whether it's the cruise lines are just getting their groove back and it takes a couple months to get back to normal, whether some of the food that they're getting from different vendors and things is not the normal. It's a little different.
Certain areas, and it appears to be maybe some of the specialty restaurants that don't really seem to have that problem, though. There are a few out there that are still really good.
Yes. Speaking of Debbie Range, what's up, Debbie? We met Debbie and her husband on the cruise ship. Great to meet you guys. Debbie said, I was disappointed in the food the most, she said. I don't know that we'd say disappointed for us, for our experience.
Well, I will say one thing I was disappointed in was my creme brulee at dinner.
Oh, my God. Here you go. You just opened up a can of worms right there. Sharon, please, I'm just going to step aside and let you go off.
Okay. So I like creme brulee that's warm still, and the top, I like it to be crunchy on top with that little sugary, crusty thing on top, and I like it warm. And I like to break it open.
Creme brulee sugar.
The custard part is warm. Well, the crispy part on top on this one, it literally tasted like when you take a roast, like a marshmallow, and you roast it in a campfire. And you get it all burnt, and then you eat it. That burnt marshmallow flavor. It literally tasted like that on top. Not
But a bad burnt.
Yeah, not that sugary flavor.
Yes. First off, Crazy Cat Travel said Sharon rant time.
Yeah.
Sharon's rant.
But it was cold, and then my creme brulee was cold. It was literally, they took it out of the fridge and brought it to me. It was like, I don't want to say like ice cold, like frozen, but it was refrigerator cold.
Yeah.
And it just like, I was like, ugh. Because I ordered 2 of them. I ordered 2.
You always get 2.
And I could not eat the second one.
And I had to eat some of the second one just so we didn't feel guilty leaving one whole one. Yes, Nautical Understands. By the way, I've been so focused on the Navigator. Let me just give a shout out. Nautical Understands. Hello.
Yes.
Is out there holding down the chat.
Tonight.
That's right. Leanne had some work going on. Not only is she working, she's probably giving the physical therapy to Brian Francesconi as we speak after his knee surgery. But she's also got some work tonight with some overseas things. And anyway, Nancy's out there. Nancy, thank you. We love you.
Yeah.
And make sure, guys, when you're done here, go watch Nautical Nurse Nancy. All of her videos are all fantastic. She's the most energetic lady in the cruise world, and we love the heck out of her. Thank you, Nancy. But anyway, I digress. So Nancy says, yes, you've got to be able to crack it.
Yeah.
You got to smack it and crack it. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you could really do that.
But anyway, so that was really my only issue with the main dining room. I was just disappointed at the end because I was really, when I walked up and saw the menu before we went in, I was like, oh my gosh, they have creme brulee, and it was under the part that they offer every night. So I'm like, oh my God, I can have creme brulee every night. I was so excited. And then I got let down.
You were let down.
But anyways, okay, let's move on from that.
Well, main dining room though. So I will say this: our
server was great.
Tony was our server. He was outstanding, fantastic service, great personality.
Everything coming.
Very surprised at that.
They kept the drinks flowing, Matthew's milk flowing. They brought everything in a timely manner.
Pierre Broderick has no pace. Pierre, we're getting to it. Besides the dessert, was the food good?
Oh, okay.
We're getting there. Pierre.
I would give our dinner probably a B, maybe a B minus type grade for the first night, maybe something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Except for the creme brulee.
I will say that all of my food was very good. I'm going to go B plus A minus on my main dining room meal.
Now we only ate there the one night, the first night.
That's right. The only 2 negatives. What was it? There was something else that was a little on the cold side.
It was
the coffee.
Oh, the coffee
at the end of the meal. You know how you have a meal and you get your dessert, even though it's the creme brulee that's not wowing you. And I had a very tasty cheesecake, so that was cool. And then when I went to sip my coffee, it was cold, and I'm like, we're just gonna move on from that. Debbie Rains, thank you so much for the super chat. It was great to meet you guys. You were a lot of fun.
Great to meet you too.
I know maybe your food wasn't blown away, but I know you had a blast on that cruise. I saw you in action. Chef Ron, it was great being with you guys on the breakaway this past October. We had a blast. Chef, thank you so much, and thank you for the super chat. Very, very awesome of you. Thank you kindly. Does the main dining room and the Windjammer have the same food? We didn't eat dinner really in the Windjammer, so I couldn't really say that. Usually, it's whatever's for dinner one night turns into lunch the next day.
It was. I wouldn't say it was exactly the same.
Yes, we didn't see a pattern there. If that's what the case is.
Maybe a couple of the items. There was, I would say, the main dining room menu was pretty. They had a lot of dessert options, whereas I haven't seen on other cruise lines. They have multiple ones for that night, and then multiple ones that they offer every night, which I did like that. That was kind of nice.
Debbie said the Windjammer wasn't even open for dinner on this cruise. Well, there you go. We didn't even know. So that would make sense because we didn't even go up there.
One night we did walk by there, and it did look pretty. The last night when we ate somewhere else, we walked by there, and it was kind of like dark in there. But we just figured because you have to kind of walk in a ways. But that makes sense.
That was after the Charger game, right?
Yeah.
There was a short time period of things were a little foggy after that game.
Anyway.
Bonnaview's Vacation, thank you so much. Question, next cruise, it's just me and 17-year-old son. Should we do assigned time dining so we meet other people, or stick with your time dining?
Bonnavi, I would almost say stick with your time and then maybe do other things to meet people. I don't know if they're really putting a lot of people together right now because they're trying to separate you with your own family at tables. And so that's kind of a little weird. So I would probably do your time. I mean, you can do assigned dining time, but most likely they're going to still put you at a table by yourself. So
there you go. Well, there you go. So even Jennifer Heath is here. What's up, Jennifer? She's on the Navigator right now.
On there right now.
She said, yes, the Windjammer's closed for dinner. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't try to say like we went to the Windjammer when we didn't, or else we'd be busted right now. So we didn't. Yeah, we didn't eat any dinner there. But
Anyways.
getting back. All right. So getting back to the main dining room.
So,
Any other feedback on the main dining room? We only ate there once. But the service was good. Sharon's creme brulee was not good. There was a few cold things that should have been a little warmer.
Yeah. So it was good. But
we did okay in there.
It was a good meal. I mean, nothing really like blew me away, but it wasn't bad.
Although I was shocked when, what did you have for dinner in the main dining room? I did not see this coming. Are you prepared to, do you remember what you had for dinner in the main dining room? I had no idea you were going to order this. And you enjoyed it.
What are you talking about? Like what are you doing?
The fried chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Sharon ordered the fried chicken, the southern fried chicken for dinner. And I was like, what? You ordered that? I've never seen her do that. No. She went totally off base.
Well, you know why? Because there were several items on the menu for dinner, but none of them were like things that I would normally order. They didn't really blow me away. There was a couple seafood options. There was just a couple other options that just, I don't know, didn't really appeal to me. And so I was like, they had two different chicken options, and the fried chicken just kind of sounded good. So I went.
Hey, you went with it,
and
you liked it. You tell me, you said you enjoyed it. So solid deal. Okay, so that's it. So officially, again, the food in the main dining room, B+ to A-.
I say B to B-.
B to B-. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that.
See, so it's okay to disagree with people. So anyway, so next, the specialty restaurant. So it was only a 3-night cruise. We ate at Hooked, and I'm glad we did. They have Jamie's Italian as well. I'm trying to think what else.
My Italian? Chops Grill was there.
Oh, Chops Grill.
It was funny because the locations of these places, what you had to walk into the buffet, and you literally walked past the washy station in the buffet and went left into Jamie's, right into Chops, or straight, and there was a bar, and then you had the big Windjammer buffet there.
Yeah, but now Hooked was down the other.
Hooked was on deck 3 forward. But it was small. The size of the place was about half the size
but it wasn't that,
it was on Symphony.
I was surprised it wasn't that crowded. More people came in as we sat there, but it was funny because we walked in and they were going to take us to a table. I don't know what table, but then Jamie asked for a table that had more light? I think you asked for.
I'd say you got a table with a little more light.
More light.
I might have had my camera out for a
film
minute,
things.
You know.
So they're like, well, how about this one over here? Well, it was a big long table with like 8 chairs, like for a family. And we're like, well, okay, if no one's going to sit at that, So we had this big, huge table. But anyways, so the service was, I mean, I can't even say it was awesome. It was so good. It was. Jamie always raves about Hooked on Symphony of the Seas. Yes. This was even better. The service was even better. The food was even better. I mean, this was like one of the best meals. So good.
It was off the chisel. I don't know how else to say it. It was, I was concerned because I had had such a great meal, and I'm on record by saying that my meal on Hooked at Hooked on Symphony of the Seas is one of the best meals I've ever had, if not the best meal I've ever had at sea on a cruise. And going in here at the last minute, I was like, oh, this isn't going to go well. Something's going to be off. Something's going to be bad. It's not going to live up to the hype. I'm going to be disappointed. This is a bad decision. I'm starting to freak out. But we went in there, and from the get-go, it was just amazing. The server was amazing. The amount of food, they give you so much food. They are so generous with their food.
They brought
and I can't wait to share some video with you guys and show you the experience.
They brought you extra things.
Oh yes.
My steak was like I could almost cut it with a fork.
It was what they say. What the Franciscones would say. It was like butter. Yeah. It was fantastic. Matthew loved it. Matthew had he
had 2 steaks.
He had the turf and turf. Okay. Sharon got, here's the funny part. Sharon got the surf and turf. and her plan was to eat the turf and give me the surf, right? Give me the lobster
because I
tail.
couldn't eat 2 steaks.
She knows I love the lobster.
And then Jamie ordered the
Oh my god! When I ordered the lobster, the broiled lobster, and the guy says, he goes, I'll tell you what, I'll bring you 2. And I'm like, okay. I mean, we can do that if you want. That's cool. I mean, 1 would be fine. And then he starts explaining how it was prepared, and it was prepared in a way that I've never had before, and it was just fantastic. So Hooked, the specialty dining experience, was a 10 plus. It was a 12. If it was I don't know how to put it. It was just so good. It was the best meal I've ever had on a cruise. I think that's it. The only thing that's ever rivaled it is our experience in the Haven on NCL, and I think it you know what, it definitely beats that. I'm gonna say it beat that, and it was the best meal I've ever had, and that's it. That's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave it right there for you guys. So that's the deal.
Yeah, so that was awesome.
Unbelievable.
Right, yeah.
And I felt like the night was dedicated to me for the seafood, but Matthew and Sharon equally loved their food. My appetizers were amazing.
The dessert,
clams on the half shell,
everything.
oysters on the half shell. I mean, it was fantastic.
And we had hot coffee.
And there was hot coffee, and the dessert was amazing and everything.
Yeah.
And then some of the other times, where else did we eat at?
So for dinner the last night, we were planning to go to the main dining room, and I don't know, it just all of a sudden we realized that we hadn't gone to Johnny Rockets yet, and we really wanted to try Johnny Rockets again. So we ended up going to Johnny Rockets the last night.
Well, Crazy Cat Travel's got a question. Beth said, so the steak was better than on the breakaway. I assume you're probably meaning maybe in the in the teppanyaki. Yes. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, in Hooked.
Yes. Now, and remember that in Hooked, you're getting the same probably filet mignon, the same steak as that you're getting at, in Chops.
Yeah.
Although I will say the crab cake, the guy made a point of saying that the crab cake appetizer is uniquely made at Hooked, and it's not the same as any of the crab cake you get anywhere else.
Now, Matthew did get a strip steak, I think it was, on the first night in the main dining room.
Yes.
And that was not good. He only ate maybe a third of it.
He's never been a strip steak guy. Yeah. He's never been a strip steak guy. But it wasn't
really that tender either. So.
All right, keep going, because if we keep driving around each section like this, we're going to be
Johnny Rockets, we ate there the last night. We got burgers, we got shakes, and the shakes were good. They weren't as good as our shakes we've had on other cruise lines. But Johnny Rockets, Johnny Rockets is...
It's number 3.
It's number 3. It's not good. The burger, just like on Symphony, it was dry. The bun was hard. It was not a good burger. Like, if I never had one of those burgers again, I would be fine. Like, it's not. Are we still going
Guy's Burger, American Diner on NCL, and Johnny Rockets?
Well, Guy's and American Diner, they're just different. Like, if I want a quicker burger, I guess I could say Guy's. Mm-hmm. But like, I feel like I'm more at a sit-down restaurant with American Diner, because it's just a big, huge.
It has other options besides just burgers. It's more than just a burger joint.
Yeah, and Johnny Rockets had some other things too, but yeah, it just was not.
All right, so Johnny Rockets was B minus. C plus, maybe somewhere in there.
C minus. Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
That burger was dry, it was really dry. You had to drink water just to.
All right, and then the last thing would be the buffet. So we ate the buffet for breakfast a couple times, and then on Embarkation Day.
Every day, I think.
Oh yeah, every day I guess so we did.
And then lunch on Embarkation Day.
Yes. Now when we got there for Embarkation Day, Sharon says to me, she goes, "You're going to be blown away by what you see in the back of the buffet." I walked to the back,
and I started getting some food, and I saw all these different seafood stations set up, like seafood everywhere, and I was like, oh my God, Jamie is going to love this. So I came back and told him, I'm like, walk to the back of the buffet. There's all these things. You're going to love it. Yeah. So he did. He went and got some, and it looked really good.
It looked amazing.
But
it wasn't as good as it looked.
Yeah.
Although I will say that basically what you're dealing with is it's all the seafood that they had from the cruise before that they needed to use, or it's going to go bad within, and they can't necessarily use it on this next cruise, in my opinion.
Yeah. And
so that's why it was grouped up the way it was.
There were some other things in the buffet, like they have the little tiny plates of like, with a couple cheeses on them, and there was like a little fruit, like grapes or something, things like that. And twice we got those the first day, and then later in the cruise you got one too. And the cheese around the edges was like kind of hard and crusty. Like it was not fresh. You can tell it had been sitting for quite a while.
Well, I felt there were a number of times at the buffet. There were some good selections and not too shabby, but I'd say for breakfast and for the first lunch, there were a lot of times where you came across something that looked good, but then you realized it had been sitting out there a while and it had like some hard, crusty edges to it.
So lunch, I think. But,
so Windjammer has a good reputation, but for us, not a great thing. I'm just gonna go straight out and be like C. But C to C minus.
There was one thing at the buffet that was better than
one takeaway.
Carnival and Norwegian, and that was the waffles. Matthew and I both had waffles every morning, and they were really, really good. They kind of have this like flower shape like the Norwegian ones, but they're even better tasting. Actually, they don't look as pretty as the Norwegian ones, but they taste better, and they're definitely better than Carnival's. So the waffles,
and they were worth it because you waited like 5 minutes each time to get the freshest ones come out of the back.
This is what was weird. So they were lined up there, and so many people were lined up just kind of waiting for the waffles because they kept running out. Every single day this happened. And so then they would bring like 4 out or 6 out, and then people would take them up, and then you'd have to wait for some more. And I'm like, everyone's waiting for these waffles. Why don't they just like make more of them and realize that
they didn't have enough waffle makers on board?
I don't know.
They need to get some more waffle makers.
Well, I need more than one. But
if the chef from Navigator is watching, we need more waffle makers.
Yeah. So anyways, but yeah, that was kind of a weird
Last thing really quick, pizza.
And the buffet, one thing about the buffet, it was not self-service. They did serve you, and that was, that can be good and bad. There were times.
It was cool.
We appreciated it, was fine, but there were certain times where you had to, we noticed at breakfast, you have to kind of plan what you're going to get first and second, because sometimes you had to wait a little bit and then your food got cold. Like one day we got waffles, and then we didn't realize that you had to wait over next to it for someone to get the syrup. And that guy was busy, so we had to wait for another guy. And by the like literally waited like 5 minutes
because he used a few more people, a few more staff.
Yeah, so it just weird little things like that. But that those things can happen anywhere. But
all right, so next, so really quick to wrap up food, let's go.
And then Sorrento's pizza on board. So, but they did have pizza 24 hours.
Not 24 hours. It's like 11. It's like 11 to
11 to like 3 a.m.
3 a.m. Or something.
Yeah, and Cafe Promenade. So Matthew enjoyed plenty of pizza in Cafe Promenade.
There you go. So that's the deal. And Matthew did go on record.
We went there a few times, not for meals, but we went to the Cafe Promenade and just had snacks.
They had good snacks. I liked hanging out at the Cafe Promenade. It was right across from Playmakers, so we could sit there and chat, and then I could also glance over Sharon's shoulder when she wasn't paying attention, and I could actually watch a little bit of a sporting event on TV, so that was cool.
And I had a lot of cookies there.
You did have a lot of cookies. They had some good stuff. I had a great tuna fish sandwich over there, to be honest with you. So that was pretty good, too. And I did not experience any microwaved food at all like I did on Symphony of the Seas. So that's a highlight, too. So that's the deal. That's our little food recap. And let's jump ahead a little bit. I think some people, we had some questions earlier about a little bit about the protocols, like vaccination and non-vax and a few things like that. So, first off, the cruise is set up so that anyone 12 or over is vaccinated, and they have to be vaccinated. Yeah, hold on, I'm going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
I'm on it, Sharon. Okay. I'm on it. Right. Please, I'm on it. Where was I? I forgot. Okay, so everyone there, so 12 and over is vaccinated, 11 and under not vaccinated, but they don't have any restrictions. Like anyone can book. So unlike like a Carnival where only 5% unvaccinated can go, unlike NCL where everyone has to be vaccinated, on Royal your family of 6 can go if there's 3 over, 2 adult, 1 teenager, and a couple of 3, 4, and 5-year-olds.
You have to be vaccinated. You have to be vaccinated if you're over 12. But if you're under 12, you can go unvaccinated.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. But I felt like, the way that it was described to us was that your party was either vaccinated, and we got little wristbands. We showed a picture of them on the cruise crew to talk about that. Or if you were in a party or a group that had an unvaccinated passenger, then your group was considered unvaccinated. But there was a little confusion at times about that on the ship. Although they gave us a little bit of info. First off, we researched online and it showed some venues. Let me see if I can show you guys this thing a little bit. Just hang in there with me here. I put this thing together. All right, so this was online, if you can see that. I don't know if you can or not. Oh, John, chef. I'm sorry, Tyrone. That's the chef. All right, so it talked about venues and activities, and it gave you a kind of a list of who can be there. So, for instance, as far as the food venues, those are open to vaccinated and unvaccinated folks, with the exception of Chef's Table and the Deck 3 main dining room was for only vaccinated people. Deck 4 was for vaccinated, unvaccinated.
And that's where we ate. We were on Deck 3.
Yes.
In the main dining room.
Because the 3 of us were vaccinated. So that's how it worked out for the food venues. Then they showed like bars and lounges. Now you can see there is a selection of bars that are for vaccinated guests only. Casino Bar, Copper and Clover, R Bar, Schooner Bar, Solarium Bar, the Bamboo Room. Only if you're vaccinated could you go in there. If you were unvaccinated, or from what we understood, with a party that had unvaccinated kids with it, then you wouldn't be there. Although there was a little confusion because Sharon experienced something where she saw some vaccinated adults with what she assumed were unvaccinated kids under 11. And the adults still had a wristband on, so I'm not sure.
Well, it wasn't.
Here, let me get through this really quick.
The child was only like 1, so that might
have been a factor.
Yeah.
Solarium Pool and Whirlpools, you had to be vaccinated. Some of the shows and activities were mostly vaccinated with a few exceptions. Some of the sports and attractions, the escape room, you had to be vaccinated. Everything else was open to everybody. Fitness, shopping a little bit, so it broke it all down like that, including youth areas as well. So that information was online, and they have it online for every ship if you want to see what you have going on.
Now in the teen club, like where Matthew was, everyone was vaccinated.
Yes, because it was all teens a little older. Now there were signs at places,
but they did have to wear masks. They still wore masks.
This was at the R Bar, right? So they had a sign, it's vaccinated guest area only. And they were doing a lot of social distancing. For instance, in the elevator, they had the sign 5 people at a time or your group only, please, as they tried to social distance. And it was people listened to it in both cases.
Adhered to it, but there were a few times where several people kind of piled in. But we really didn't wait that long for elevators, and they really most of the time I don't think there was over 5 people or 3 or 4 even. Well, a lot of times we were on the elevator by ourselves.
The ship holds just a hair under 4,000 people, and I think there were roughly 1,400 to 1,500. So that was the deal, and that was a Crazy Cat Travis says, I can understand where Royal's coming from, but their protocols seem too complicated. Well, every cruise line just has their own thing, their own protocol deal, and they're just trying to do the best that they can with each particular situation.
Yeah, they're kind of like in between, like she said, the Norwegian Carnival. Yeah, they're kind of a little bit of both, kind of in between.
They're trying to do the best of both worlds, I guess, for lack of a better term. Let's see what else. All right, so. As far as that, I just want to really quick cover that, and I will tell you that when we embarked and we got on the ship, there was an area where they were testing people, and unvaccinated people, and I think if you had unvaccinated in your party, did you also have to test?
No, I think
before the unvaccinated had to test.
Yeah.
Okay, and you in order to get on the ship, you had to test ahead of time. And we did that too. We had to do a test 2 days before the cruise, and everyone had to do that. And but if you were unvaccinated,
then it's 3 days before, and then again at the port.
Yeah, and they had to do it at the port, and it's your own dime. You're paying for it at the port. I don't believe it was included.
They're doing them complimentary at the port.
Oh, they are. Okay. Yeah. All right. There you go. That's why
I think for a while they started where people had to pay, and I think they went back to complimentary.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so that's the deal. So that was a little bit. What else we got cooking?
Entertainment. We don't have a lot to talk about the entertainment.
Give it quick.
They had a show called Showgirls one night. They had the ice skating, and then they had a guy. The last night was a singer? Was it a singer? That guy?
Just a dude singing.
Anyway, so when we got on board,
like I'm pushing you out of the screen.
The first night we went to book. We were going to book those, and they were all sold out already, except for the last night, the singer, and we really didn't have any interest in going to that. So
I didn't want to go to a show where just one dude was singing.
Yeah, so we really
unless it was like John Bon Jovi, right? But it wasn't. He wasn't there, I don't think. Or the guy from Buck Cherry. Mm-hmm. John, is that he's good? No, never mind. I'm sorry.
So, anyways, we didn't go to any of the shows in the main theater. I don't know. We really weren't that bummed about it because it didn't really sound that great. I would have liked to see the ice skating. Maybe
the one show we would have gone to, but we tried to on Embarkation evening. We tried to book the show for the second night, and it was sold out. Mm-hmm. And we were like, how the heck does that happen? But I think what it was is that they are social distancing. Mm-hmm. And so I know there's 2 levels of the what's the name of the show lounge there? The Royal Theater.
Oh, the Royal Theater.
So there's 2 levels. One level was for vaccinated and unvaccinated guests. And I know that one would have social distancing and some separations. And I think probably the other level, Jennifer Heath, or if somebody else can comment on that, because we didn't get in there, if everything had social distancing where the shows were or not. If any of you guys that were on the cruise with us can comment on that, that'd be great to clear that up. But it was full, and we were surprised. We're like, okay, well, we'll just have to make do and do the best we can.
Yeah, and we kind of just went and did other things.
We were chill.
There was, we were there to relax anyway, so we just kind of hung out. But the other things, they had a guitar player in the Copper and Clover at night, and then Boleros had some music, I think. But other than that, that was really like all they really had. Like, they didn't have a lot of other entertainment or like bands everywhere playing, or we didn't see any deck parties or anything like that going on.
Yes,
everything was it was really quiet. It was pretty
so here's some feedback from Debbie, because Debbie was on the cruise with us. The last night guy was terrible. The showgirl was okay, but nothing special.
Yeah,
and Debbie also said there was no social distancing in the vaccinated area.
Okay,
so maybe the unvax or the unvax combo area.
Yeah, we weren't sure about Showgirls, and the guy didn't sound like anything we cared to see, so we didn't bother.
Kidder, I don't know that the pools were heated. We did not get in a pool or a hot tub, believe it or not.
I don't think the pools were heated, from what I understood, although people were in them, and I heard people talking about that it was cold, but they were still going in them.
Okay,
they were still going down the water slide, and it was not the water wasn't heated on those either. And
here's some feedback from Jennifer Heath. In the ice skating show, they closed off the first 2 rows in the vaccinated area. Vaccinated people could all sit together. So there you go. Lack of parties, number 1 reason I prefer Carnival. Well, so we mentioned a minute ago.
It was definitely not, like, if you're looking for like a fun time party, just stuff going on everywhere, you would probably be bored on this cruise. I mean, it was not that kind of cruise. But if you just wanted to kind of hang out, sit around, maybe sit at a bar, just kind of hang out,
chill vibe,
then it was a winner. Would be good.
Jim and Annette Tallman are here. Hello, Jamie and Sharon. Hello, Jim and Annette. Did you want to tell Annette anything?
Oh, Annette, I got your message. I will be getting back to you tomorrow.
There you go. Thank you.
I did not forget you. I'm just extremely overwhelmed with phone calls and emails the last couple days, all week actually, since I've been back. And one reason, Carnival's phone lines have been crazy shut down. Like, I have had
off the hook, literally.
In between everything else I'm doing during the day, talking to other people on the phone, emails, booking things, doing things online, I have a line just running into Carnival, and it's just on hold. This morning, I took Matthew to school with Carnival on the phone. I drove all the way to take him to school, came back home, and they were still on hold.
You were still on hold.
I was still on hold. So so it's hard to get certain things done that I have to call them for, in between all the other stuff. And so it's just been a crazy week. But
all right. Anyways, see, you're swirling off on a tangent.
I'm just
You're
saying.
the one that told me not to swirl off.
I am just saying. I will get back to everyone.
B-State67 said they just added protocols to our cruise planner for our December 26th Royal Cruise. The test cannot be taken on your sail day. Costs for pre-cruise testing are the guest's responsibility. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
So true.
That's for the guests, adults. I think what I was talking about, the ones that were complimentary, they were saying were for the children that cannot be vaccinated.
Debbie said the pool was warm. It felt like it was heated. Debbie, you sure you weren't in the kids' pool? Because the kids have a way of self-heating.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Like I said, we didn't go in the pool, but we heard a few people say that the water was cold. So I just assumed it wasn't heated.
Well, listen, even if it was warm, Sharon would get in there like one stick toe and be like,
Well, it was during the day. It wasn't bad outside, but at night it was cold. It was cold at night.
There you go.
The last day, I laid out in the sun for a while, and it was perfect because it was not really hot, but it was just perfect.
You did. Where was I when you did that?
You and Matthew were watching football.
Yes, we were. Oh, and it was a devastating game. Our team got their butt kicked.
And I went and laid out.
But we had a great time. We were drinking beer. Well, I was drinking beer, and he had Cokes, and then we had wings, and then I had some more beer, and then the beer turned into Buffalo Trace because we were losing, and I had to wash my sadness away. And then that happened, and then afterwards, I did go out and enjoy a stogie on the top deck, so that was very nice. And then we ate at the Johnny Rockets.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Pia.
Then Sharon went and did a little shopping because there was like a Black Friday thing on the last night. And while she did that, I snuck into the Bamboo Room to Tiki Bar, and I hung out there for a little bit, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's another thing. None of the bars on the
bars
ship
were not
crowded.
very happening. Not a lot of activity.
No, hardly anyone at any of them.
Yes, and I will say that the bartenders were all nice.
Yeah.
Each one of them was nice, but like we went into the R bar. That was another time where I said you were shopping again. You were shopping, and I snuck off to I think that's you. I snuck off to have a cocktail. Sharon came in and joined me for a cocktail, and she found her new favorite drink. By the way, she loved it. She'll talk about that in a minute.
Well,
and the bartender was nice and pleasant, but just not so fun. Not like Carnival Mardi Gras bartender fun type of deal. John from the Ship Show, thank you so much, John, for the super chat. Beer and wings and Buffalo Trace and a stogie equals the perfect evening. It does. You're not wrong about that. You are not wrong about that. Charles Hahn, I didn't get any free slot play on my card, and so I didn't see anything, but I didn't ask and I didn't learn anything about that.
Let's see, someone said, P.S. Broderick said, did you get off the ship? No, we did not get off the ship.
No.
We were originally we had decided, we'll get off in Ensenada for a little while. And then we decided not to because the boys wanted to watch the football game and it kind of interfered with that.
Yes.
And we really didn't care if we got off in Ensenada anyways, because I think we mentioned before we had been there several times and there just wasn't anything else that we wanted to do there.
Yeah. To get to if we did get off, we would have just gone and walked, and if we did, it would have taken a few hours. By the time that would have happened, we would have tapped into the game, and we wanted to make sure. I'll tell you what, Matthew and I got there about an hour before our 1 p.m. game, and we snuck in and got a table immediately. We just got lucky, and there was a very nice older couple sitting at like a table that was 2 tables next to each other, and we asked if we could sit at one end. They said yes. The bartender said you can sit anywhere you want, and maybe because it's a vaccinated, bar area. And as the second games came, people were flooding in, and people didn't have tables, and they were battling for tables.
Oh, Jennifer,
and we were so happy that we had
that on her cruise, everyone was in the casino. You couldn't get a seat. Yeah, that's one thing I was going to mention is that was probably the place you would find the most people on this cruise was in the casino. Mm-hmm. The casino was happening. It was full.
Well, I will say that I went there midday. I forget which day. On day 2.
I don't know.
On day 2, I went there midday for a little bit, and only half of the table games were open, including only one roulette table, which is not cool, and nothing good happened for me in there. Well, I can't say that. I won a little bit on a slot, and then I put it back into roulette and kind of came out down $100, but nothing devastating.
Michelle B.
So we survived.
Said, I heard Playmaker's Burger is better than Johnny Rockets. I love the Schooner Bar. Yeah, it probably is because I
had great wings at Playmaker, and Playmakers was great. The wings took a long time, and the gal who was serving me said, "Hey, I'm sorry, your wings are taking long. Let me get you a free beer." I was like, you know what? That's the kind of service I can dig. It's something so small like that. It's 25 cents worth of beer that they give you. That you're paying $9 for, but it really goes a long way to take care of them. So that was great service, and in Playmakers, when I was in the Bamboo Room, the service was very good, not blown away, but very, very solid. So I can't complain at all about that. I can't complain at all about that.
I'm trying to think what else went around. They had trivia in the Schooner Bar quite a bit. We didn't play trivia, but we walked by, and that's what they were doing every time we walked by, I think. So there's a lot of trivia.
That was going on all the time.
Yeah.
Mike V, you're probably looking at about $10 probably minimum on the Panorama. That's my best bet. Question, wings, Playmakers or Oceans? Daniel Fields, that's a great question.
I'm gonna go Oceans.
Wow. The problem with that, Daniel, is Oceans. Every time I ate in Oceans, it was at the end of the night after partying and drinking all night long. I'm not a good judge of it.
We ate there earlier on the Encore though.
That was a long time ago.
I know.
That was a long time ago.
I'm gonna go Oceans, Daniel.
I'm gonna go 50-50. I'm gonna say either way. Now we ordered the wings we ordered them Little League, which is their mild and playmakers.
You told me they were very spicy.
They were very spicy, but I think what their deal is that they have one sauce, and it just depends how you order them as to how much sauce they put on. So there was a little bit of sauce, but not a lot. So maybe I go NCL because there's a little more control over the sauce, if that's it. Brian Carroll said, thanks for all your help, Sharon, with the super chat. Thank you so much,
thank you,
Brian.
Brian.
That is fantastic.
We look forward to seeing you soon on the
Jennifer, he says, will you do another Royal Caribbean cruise? Sharon, that's an amazing question, Jennifer.
We will.
We will.
But
I'm ready to go back and try another Royal Caribbean.
But we already decided as a family that the next time we go on a Royal cruise, we want to try another class of ships because we weren't a big fan of the Oasis class, even though the ships are gorgeous.
I bet you if I went on there I feel like
ships are gorgeous.
I feel like Oasis is somewhere to go with a bunch of people because there's so much to do.
But it's such a party. I didn't feel like that cruise vibe. I didn't feel like I was there on the ocean. So.
Hi, Nancy. Nancy Fields. She says she misses us. I can't let it go.
Anyway, so we decided we want to try the Freedom class ship. So we're going to either maybe go on the Freedom or maybe the Liberty, but we want to go on that class of ships next. And that was Matthew's idea too. He wanted to try. He said he was ready to try one more, a different one, because he actually had probably
it was his best cruise since the pandemic came out.
Yeah, it was Matthew's best because there were the most kids on this one, and he met a lot of kids. He hung out with a lot of kids the whole time.
He's still chatting with kids.
Stayed out really late at night.
Oh my God! Tell me what happened the last night.
The very last night. So
mind you, there's a 1 a.m. curfew for 17 and under on the cruise ship.
So I woke up about I don't know. It's like 2 or something, 2:30, something like that. I woke up. And all of a sudden I look over, I notice Matthew's not in his bed over there. And I'm like, oh my God. I look at my phone, I'm like.
And Sharon wakes me up in the process.
I'm like, Matthew's not
And
Matthew's not back.
This was the night that I had a couple of cocktails. So I was not in a place where at 2:30 in the morning I was going to put on some clothes and go find Matthew.
Anyway, so I quickly messaged him on the chat and asked him where he is. And he messaged back. He says, I'll be there in 15 minutes. So anyways, he was back by about 3 a.m. But he stayed up almost all night.
Unbelievable.
And that's just because all the kids they were up by, I think he said they were over by Playmakers. They were playing pool. And then they were just sitting somewhere chatting. And he was having a good time.
There you go.
I don't know.
Hey, Charles, maybe that's just on Odyssey of the Seas. I don't know. I literally saw nothing on paper, verbally. I mean, nothing posted in the casino, anything about any free slot play on the card. Charles has mentioned that there might have been some free slot play. So either I'm blind and I missed it, or maybe it's just happening on select sailings, or maybe 7-day sailings, or something like that. Since we only had a shorty, we just had a shorty. It was just a shorty.
Jennifer Heath might know. She's in the casino. I know.
Really quick, Sharon. Really quick. Let's talk about this because I think I can show the people a little video clip here.
That?
Talking about. Well, first off, I mentioned earlier the whole the promenade, right, and the feeling that you get. Here's just a little. I just took a little video clip. I didn't do much with anything fancy, believe me. But I took this. You can see here, just going down the elevator, right? That's your standard Royal Promenade. You got the cabins there that overlook the promenade. It was very nice. But we did find most of the shops and the bars were very small, very cozy on there, very tight. So that's deck 5 there. Then you go down to deck 4 where they had Starbucks and Boleros, I think, was down there. One more time, you can just go through if you didn't get a good glimpse there, and then deck 3 went. There was like pickles and a couple other things.
At the very end, at the other end there, they put the Christmas tree up while we were on board. The first day that was most of the way up, and the very last day they had it all the way finished. So that was kind of cool to see the Christmas tree.
It was funny how they put the thing almost all the way up one morning, and then they had to come back another morning and put the top on.
Yeah, and it was funny. They had the whole crane there, and it all roped off.
It was during the football game.
Right before football started, right in front of Playmakers, and I'm like, oh my gosh! I was like, have you got to be kidding? Do they really wait till football here? And
why not do that in the middle of the night? I don't know
and
why.
then they're going to do that. That was crazy.
With the monster crane.
They finished it though before.
What about? Okay, I know you have a little thing about service, and you want to talk a little bit about the cabin.
So service. So let's see. Well, I would say it was better than Symphony of the Seas if we're comparing those two.
Yeah.
Much better. Everyone was pleasant, friendly. They're just not as as outgoing, I guess, as on like Carnival or some of the Norwegian ships we've been on.
I think you're right.
They're just, they kind of just keep to themselves a little more still. But we did get a few more to kind of talk than on Symphony.
I feel like if I had to picture, if you're in like a service environment, usually before the shift, a manager gets together with the team. They'll be like, okay, here's the specials of the night, and here's what we're focused on, and here's what you need to know. And I feel like on Royal Caribbean, they say, okay, let's go out there and just take care of the guests. The guest is number one. Let's be serious. Smile a few times. Have a little conversation when you can, but let them do their thing and don't get up in their business. And then I feel like when you go on like Carnival, they sit there and say, okay, it's up to you to go out there and give these guests the best damn time they've ever had. I want you laughing, hugging, joking, screaming with them, having a blast.
Yeah, so
and I feel like NCL
different.
is somewhere right in between that when they have their shift meeting.
So it's just, so it's just kind of different. It's just a more calm experience.
Good service. A few places were very good and much better than we recall from Symphony of the Seas.
Our room steward was great. He was on point.
Hold on, he wasn't great.
Well, okay. He was great in the fact that he serviced our room twice a day. He wasn't always
great.
No, but he was always there right when we left. He got it done. And no, his work was good like that. But he didn't talk much. And he was just very quiet. He wasn't interactive.
He did a good job. He was sufficient in everything he did.
It's weird
and
things.
Not particularly lacking much, but not much interaction. He struggled a little bit. I
think it might have been partially a language thing too.
It could have been
a little bit.
But we've had guys. You always have a broken English situation, right, with your cabin steward and other people on the ship. And some guys are better than others, and
I don't know if they're doing this on Royal now or not. But like other cruise lines we go on, they always have a couple of wine glasses in the room sitting there, just like in there already.
Yeah, it's part of the deal.
And there were no wine glasses, so we had to ask for some, which was fine. He brought us some wine glasses. And another weird thing, there were no.
Oh boy, tissues?
No, there were no Kleenex in the bathroom.
Yes, don't get Sharon started on the Kleenex.
The little thing that you pull them out of, and it was weird because when we got on board, I noticed there wasn't any, but I was like, no big deal. They probably just forgot to put them in. I'll put them in later. I noticed he didn't put them in, so I had asked him for them just to see. We never had Kleenex the whole time, so I was wondering if were they out of Kleenex on the entire ship? Maybe they didn't have Kleenex. I don't know.
Maybe it was supply shortage. Supply. This is supply and demand shortage.
We had toilet paper, but no Kleenex.
Timothy Walter says my cabin steward on the breakaway was outgoing and friendly. Yeah, and again, these guys they're nice and pleasant. Oh my God, Leanne Francisconi has joined the chat. Hello, Leanne. We hope you had a great meeting with the people in Peru or wherever, Yugoslavia. I don't know what the deal was.
Oh my God.
Nancy says, I find the room stewards other than Carnival do not interact as much. They do good work and cleaning, but don't watch for you as you pass in the hall. Yeah. Agreed. Great statement, Nancy. You're right on point there. The ship show said, I've had my best room stewards on Royal. Well, you need to get out more, John, is what I'm telling you. You need more Carnival cruises. You need a few more NCL. You need to get out of that Royal deal. Our steward on Royal always said hello, Michelle B. And our guy did too. He said, hello, how are you doing? But I guess we're just used to like, hello, Mr. James, Miss Sharon, how are you getting off the ship today? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Did you have a great day? What are you doing for dinner? Some stuff like that.
I don't know. Maybe some people, or maybe a lot of people that cruise on Royal, they don't prefer that. I don't know. Yeah. But maybe that's what they're told by.
Yeah, they might be like, hey man, don't get all up in my. Don't get all up in my.
So I don't know, but we don't mind it. We like to chat with the staff and we enjoy it. So, and it was no big deal. But anyways,
B-Stain said our cabin steward said we slept like rocks. He could never figure out when we would be in. You're right about that. You have to have some kind of set schedule for the cabin steward to do his thing on a regular basis. That's for sure.
That's true.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
Kid or no, we have not ever been on Disney. I don't think Disney's going to be in our we're not big enough Disney fans to take a cruise.
I like to go to Disneyland. I mean, I grew up going to Disneyland multiple times a year because I grew up in California, and we've gone to Disney World the once. But if I'm going to see Disney, I'll just drive over to Disneyland. I don't want to do it on the ship, really.
Greg, thank you. Have a great night, Greg.
I can cruise on another ship. Three cruises for the price of a Disney cruise, and if I want to go to Disney, I'll go to Disneyland.
Let's see. That's what I love about Carnival. They always call us by name. Say Kelly. There you go.
Yeah.
Disney needs a casino, Pia. You're right about that. I need some vices. There's not enough places to take care of my personal vices on there. So listen, we were talking a little bit about the cabin. We like the cabin. So let me just start off. Sharon, I like the balcony. You really love the balcony.
So I will say that this is, I'm not going to put the balcony in this, but just the room itself, excluding the balcony part, I'm going to say it's my second favorite room, other than when we had that premium balcony on the Carnival Miracle that time.
Yes.
And the reason I say that it's because it's, instead of like rectangle and skinny kind of, it's square. It's square. It was big. There was lots of like room to move around, and the sofa made into a bed for Matthew, but it wasn't the kind where they just take the pillows off the back like on other cruise lines. It was more like a pull out.
It was literally like a queen size
couch, and it was like a full bed that pulled out for him.
We had our bed that was the two beds together. That was the king size. We had, I think it was a king size, or a pretty damn big queen.
Yeah.
Matthew had a pull-out couch that was into a queen.
I think it was a queen.
And literally there was tons of other room for anything moving around. But let me give you
plenty of storage in there. The bathroom, it was a little.
Come on, I want to give you a glimpse.
Well, it wasn't that the bathroom was small, but
glimpse it.
I didn't like that there wasn't as much counter space. I know they had the little doors that open, the little cupboards, and you could put your stuff away.
Yeah.
But I would have liked maybe a little more counter
Here's
space.
a sneak peek. Sharon did a little cabin tour. Here's a sneak peek just of the balcony and what she thought about it. So just catch your breath, relax. It's not.
I'll tell you a little more about the balcony when we come back.
That's right.
I have a little different feeling.
Here's a little sneak peek of some video you might see in a vlog sometime in the next, 10 to 12 months. No, in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Hi everyone, it's Sharon from Sharonatsea Travel, and welcome to my balcony on Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas. I am in a spacious balcony, ocean view balcony, cabin number 1688. It is up on deck 10 in the aft corner of the port side, and it is considered an unobstructed balcony, but I'll take it because I don't really have any obstruction when I'm standing up here. I am loving it. It is huge. It's a massive size balcony. There is this little support beam here, but that's okay. I just have to worry I don't hit my head on it. But there's 2 lounge chairs here. There's also a table and chairs over here. And there is plenty of room up here. Well, I'm up and at 'em now. Thank you, Jamie, for this coffee. This hit the spot. I love having coffee when I wake up in the morning. I do not want to wait to go to the dining room or the buffet to get my morning coffee. I need it when I get up. So thank you. This is the perfect way to start the morning. Right here on my balcony, my beautiful balcony.
So Sharon, I don't know if you noticed this, but in that clip, you were wearing your Carnival jammies.
I was.
On the balcony of a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. Is that okay, guys? Let me know in the comments. Is that cool, or is that like, are you cross-contaminating?
I always take them on a cruise, and you know what? I don't know that Royal sells jammies. So
you haven't seen any jammies from them?
I have not.
Okay, well maybe they haven't. I'm not sure. So that was a little bit of look. Sharon was digging the balcony. It was big, roomy. It's not.
I'm gonna say
I like that you're not getting blasted with wind and you're not getting blasted with sun everywhere. So, but it was nice.
It was nice. There was one part of the afternoon where it got some sun, but the rest of the time it was pretty shaded. That was the only downside for me. I like a little shade, but I would have liked a little sun too. But one thing is the balcony. Well, I guess the balcony was. It wasn't the cleanest when we got on, and it never, like, there was a lot of What do you want to call it? It wasn't. I don't know.
It's an older. The reality is, it's still an older ship, and not everything on it is in pristine condition.
Yeah,
it's a 20-plus-year-old ship.
But
I think my only issue with that balcony was that I felt like every morning, and I don't know whether it was just from night and from moisture or what, but every morning there was a little bit of like wet stuff in the front of the balcony.
It was like it rained, and the ground was wet.
It felt like it rained, or maybe there's some water that shoots up on the glass, because the deck above us was the back of the windjammer, and all the glasses. They couldn't see down on us. It was, the windjammer is like over a few feet, over top of us. But maybe they like spray off the glass and you get a little bit of water. But an hour or two into the morning, you were good to go. But for instance, in the morning, maybe you didn't really sit all the way at the edge of the balcony, because you might get a little bit of drip on you here and there. That's why Sharon was sitting a little bit underneath the cover. So the cover was kind of nice. And Rich P says, I think the jammies are okay. Rich P, do you have your own cruise jammies? I'm just kind of curious. Or maybe something in a onesie, maybe like a feet pajama. That would look great on you. If I'm not. New merch items, Sharon at Sea Pajamas. Timothy Walters might be onto something. Thank you. Short cruise, maybe the balcony is cleaned on a 7-day cycle.
It might be.
That could be it. It could very well be it. That could be the deal. So that was kind of nice. And we talked about the room was big, but it was just like on the Miracle, where we had an oversized cabin. Well, this cabin had like one of those poles, like a support beam in the middle of it. Yeah. Now, even with that, it wasn't too bad of a deal. But
I didn't mind that there.
But I made a little. I took a little video.
Oh my gosh! I just thought of something.
What's that?
No, go ahead. All
right.
No, go ahead. I'll talk about this later. I just thought of something funny that intrigued me on this cruise.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. So and Sharon just made a little video here pointing out the pole. There's like a pole that's right in the middle of the cabin here. It's just a little quick short thing, but check this out and you might like it. It was just a little fun thing. So
oh my goodness.
So it's just so that was it. Here's she's talking about it right here,
which is a little can be in the way, but it's all right. I mean, it has a job.
Yeah.
It has to do its job.
So the pole's there for real. Oh wait, what is this? Sharon, what is this? How did this video get in here? Sharon, where did this video come from? Oh my god, I can't, oh no. This is so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. How did this, what's happening? Sharon, did you do this? Are you responsible?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You get embarrassed.
Oh my god, I can't believe that got in there. I'm so embarrassed. Oh my, I had no idea. I am so sorry. Guys, I am sorry. I don't know how that got in there. That was
John's probably taking screenshots of that right now.
that is copyrighted material for the ship show. Oh my, I am sorry, guys. That's, I guess, what happens on the cruise ship doesn't always stay on the cruise ship. Wow. Daniel Field says, I'd kick that pole in the dark. It's too dangerous. Wow, I am so sorry. No, literally, I had zero vibration issues being in the back of the ship.
Yeah.
Lindy Lou said, Jamie embarrassed? LMO. Yes, no.
Oh my God.
Jamie's poker face. Sometimes you just, I'm sorry, guys. I just, John said, I can't wait till Wednesday. John, I'm already contacting YouTube to make sure that video doesn't. Here's $1, said Mike V. Thank you. Yes, I was going to give Beth. I was going to give pole dancing lessons on the La Lido Loca Sharon and Seagroom cruise. Unfortunately, that got canceled twice. Do you have any pictures of the sofa bed opening? I was wondering, does it really hold two people?
Fatima,
it will. But I'll tell you what's very interesting is that usually when you open the sofa bed, you sleep with your head where the back of the sofa is, and you go out that way. But Matthew's a little taller, so he actually slept long ways on it. And the sofa was big enough that even him and his 6'2" frame fit in there fine. So yes, you can put two people in that easily.
And we probably have a picture somewhere of it opened up. I'll look and if post it somewhere.
Michelle Alkins said, for a moment I thought you were going to suck the finger. No, I didn't. I didn't go down that route. How many martinis was that, Jamie? Lindy Lou, I was practically sober. I'm sorry to say. Hold on, I've got some. There's some messages coming in. They may be anti-pole dancing messages from me directly. Oh, that's good. If that put a smile on my friend Brian Franciscone's post-surgery face, I'm happy. Jamie, how about a couch dance now? Rich P, listen, we can arrange anything. Remember, what happened on the cruise stays on the cruise. Thank you so much for the super chat. I wasn't dancing for super chats, but I won't turn it down. That's a minute of my life I'll never get back. Come on, Richard Zollner. You know you enjoyed that video. There's nothing wrong with that. Fatima, you're welcome. Yes, the couch worked great. Matthew slept like a rock on that thing. He enjoyed it.
It was great.
He enjoyed the heck out of it.
It was probably just as comfortable as our bed. I will say.
I wouldn't go that.
He had a great bed. Ours wasn't that comfortable, but
I will. I'm not totally disagreeing, but I did okay. I did okay there, and I will say that I was a little nervous when we got on the ship event. Like, first off, the room wasn't that cold, and I like a cold room. I'm a big guy.
I thought it was.
Of course you thought it was cold because you're a frail, tiny waif of a woman. I am a large, normal-sized man. Well, I'm an abnormal. I'm a big guy. I'm slightly fluffy, if you call it that. I think that's the term. And as I was walking from the cabin a couple doors down, I noticed there was a room where there was a guy working on the AC. There was an older couple sitting on the bed, looking in disgust at a guy who was like taking the temperature of the air coming out of the vents. And I was like, oh boy, this is an older ship. This is going to be an issue. I'm going to be sweating the whole time. But it turned out that it wasn't that bad at all.
Yeah. But they had there's plenty of storage. Oh, and the hallways. Speaking of the fluffy, the hallways were big. Going down the hallways to all the rooms. A lot of cruise ships now, they're like kind of a tight fit as you're going down the hall. Mm-hmm. They are really wide and big, like roomy, and you could you could actually walk side by side with someone.
Yes,
down the hall
without your butt cheeks hitting. Crazy Cat Traveler said therapy money for Matthew after he sees that. Believe me, he's seen it. He knows what he's into.
You.
The kid's doing fine.
Oh my God.
Maybe it'll affect him later in life. I don't know, but that's probably reason number one why he makes sure that no one knows. I don't think anyone knew of him as Matthew from Sharonatsea on this cruise. It's happened once or twice, but I think this one he was cool.
I think a couple people saw him.
That's right. Thank you. Leanne said hashtag sexy husky. That's a new term. Sexy husky. Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate it.
Oh, I know what was intrigued. Okay, so what was intrigued me on the cruise was well, I forget how we got into watching that, but had the TV on. We had the TV on.
Unbelievable.
And I think either you or Matthew were flipping through and you found the Royal Movies or something on there. Mm-hmm. And it was, we thought it was just a commercial that was coming on where it was like a movie with the cruise director that supposedly was working on Harmony of the Seas and this whole little scenario.
Yes.
And I thought it seemed like it was going to be a commercial of some sort. And then it turned into like, oh, maybe this is like a little short film clip or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, it turned out to be a movie. And I guess they have these movies on the ship called Royal Movies. And they're all like, there was one where it was kind of like a love story, I guess. The crew
They're all love
director and the
stories.
other. Then there was like a teen one, then there was a family one, and they kind of just repeated themselves. Yes. And we only caught parts of different ones in between doing things, but finally by the end of the cruise, seeing all the different parts, I was able to put all the different movies
you
together.
Saw every movie.
And I saw every movie.
Do any of you know what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Are you you're on Royal and on TV? They have it's almost like a soap opera. It's like a Hallmark movie.
Have you seen the Royal movies before on any other ships that people that cruise Royal frequently? Mm-hmm. But I guess this must be like a thing there. The Royal Movies, and I was kind of intrigued by that, and when we were in the room, I was like, I kept putting the TV on those. I'm like, I got to see the rest of the movie.
I'm literally dragging her out of the room. Like, come on,
I want to see the rest of this movie.
All right, let me jump in here a little bit. Teague Neal, hello, nice to see you. Just returned from Symphony and Celebrity Summit, Canada again tomorrow night. Teague, thanks so much for joining us. Petey Bird, nice to see you again. Next meetup, I'm gonna need to bring some singles. Bring them. Kidder said, would you rather Carnival Miracle or Navigator of the Sea for a 3-day weekend out of Los Angeles? If you have your choice next weekend to jump on one or the other, which one are you going on?
Navigator.
Navigator over Carnival Miracle.
Oh, Miracle? Oh, I thought they said Symphony.
No. Carnival Miracle. Yeah, I did comment before
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Carnival Miracle or Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Sea 3-day weekend out of Los Angeles. Let's say a month from now.
Okay, I'm going to go with Miracle.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been on the Miracle before, and it's been a long time, but I feel like I would have more things to do on the Miracle that would keep me busy that I would.
I will say this.
I love the Red Frog Pub. They have a Red Frog Pub. And yeah, I would say the Miracle.
I would say Miracle if it's the three of us. But if I was going with a group, like a few couples and there were some friends and some drinking buddies, I might be okay checking out Navigator of the Sea, especially if the weather was nicer. I want to check out the pool area. That's one area we didn't talk about. The upper deck, right, where the pool was, the lime and the coconut bar was up there.
The lime and the coconut bar.
It looked like a great chill place to hang out, a nice sized pool area, but it was just cold enough that it wasn't our jam this time.
Yeah.
Next time we would spend a little more time up there.
We would hang out there more, yeah.
So, there you go. Timothy Walt said, I love the Breakaway channel showing the day's highlights. It was made up mostly of our group. We were stars. Jennifer Heath knows the royal movies really well.
I think they had one of those channels too, but this was just movies. Oh yeah, Jennifer. Yeah, the movies. I don't know. They were just cool.
Alan Smith said, never saw a show like that. I'll check for it in 8 days.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're going, look for a channel called Royal Movies.
Yeah.
And all the movies they play are stories about people on Royal Caribbean ships.
Royal channels. One showed more like highlights, I think, like Timothy was talking about, and the other is just called Royal Movies. And I don't know if they, on different ships, if they show a different set of movies all the time. So like if we went on another one, if we get to see different movies, or if it's like the same three all the time on all the ships. I'm not really sure. But
I don't know how many there are, but it was so cool.
Yeah.
Tesla Mon said, weirdest new experience with narrow entry into the cabin on the Glory. 2 of the 3 closets were about 4 inches deeper. Took 4 inches out of the hallway. Bruised my arm on the knob twice. Very narrow.
Wow.
Oh, speaking of the cabin, one thing I did like was the cabin the ship's a little older, so as is the cabin. So when you came in the cabin, there was just a light switch on off. You didn't have to put your card in there. You didn't have to mess around with that jazz.
Yeah.
You just turned it on, turned it off. Also, on a lot of ships now, you have to have the door, the balcony door has to be closed and locked for the air conditioning to work properly.
Yeah.
And anytime you open the door, the air conditioning will stop blowing, and you have to kind of kick it back on again to kick it into cooling again instead of just the fan running. And that would drive me crazy on other ships. And I like the fact that this older ship, the 2 things were not connected. So the AC kept working, door open, door closed, whatever the case is. I know energy, I get it, but it was just nice to be able to go out on the balcony, not have to worry really quickly about closing the door, and not having the AC kick off and turn it back on again. So there you have it. Debbie Range agrees and can't wait for the Radiants to come to LA.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Charles Hahn said, Charles, I don't know if you're getting buffering or if anyone else is getting any buffering, so we'll have to see. Let me take a look.
Pam asked, how was the size of the shower? The shower was probably about the same size as most crew, maybe not some of the brand new ships because they seem to be getting smaller these days, but most average, I guess, cruise ship showers. It was more of a circular round one with doors versus the shower curtain, but it was probably about the same size.
I will give you the two. I will give you the
but
two.
Being round,
deal.
it kind of maybe felt a little smaller. I don't know. What did you think?
All right. So again, I'm a bigger kid.
It was harder to shave your legs in the shower. I will say that.
I will tell you this. Every bathroom on a cruise ship is too small. It's just too damn small. It's just too small. They need to hire some bigger people to design these bathrooms. But this one, I had a little room around the toilet to be able to handle my business properly without doing handstands and cartwheels to get it done. If you know what I'm saying. I don't know how much more blunt that I can be.
My gosh.
You get my drift there. And getting the shower had it was a hard plastic door that opened and closed, but it was round, and I'm round, so it worked pretty well for me. It wasn't like square, where if I move one way I'm hitting the wall, but the other way I have room. So I'm round. The shower was round. I was okay with it. I did okay with it in there. That's the deal. Michelle, thank you. We appreciate you saying that. We're glad you were here. Thank you, Nautical Nurse Nancy. Charles, you might just have a little internet issue there. No buffering. Kidder, we didn't tour the spa facilities. No. They do have the spa there, but we didn't jump in there.
No, we're kind of limited, being only on there for 3 days.
Yes.
So there were some. We didn't really check out the spa.
Terry, I know that you're a fan of Royal. Said showers are so much nicer on Royal versus Carnival. Yeah, I know Carnival for the most part, at least on the older ships, has the just the curtain. Although the newer ships, Mardi Gras did have
doors,
have the glass doors, so they're definitely changing up a little bit.
But they're smaller too.
They were a little smaller.
Yeah.
Big James Snuggles is here. What's going on, guys? Hi, James, Shaza, and Matthew. Am I late? Are you just early? James, I thought you were the owner of the ship. Just use the captain's throne. I'll ask him next time. I appreciate you saying that. You are late, but it's okay. You can watch the replay. No issues, no problem.
Said Carnival Radiance has big chicken. I can't wait for that ship. I know. I cannot wait either. I am gonna eat a ton of big chicken.
Neil says you love celebrity spacious bath products and bottles. I remember the good old days when they'd have bath products in there for you. They've definitely cut back a little bit. Also, 3 types of lotion. I will say this.
Norwegian has some bath stuff.
In the Sharon Royal, they had one thing that was a combination bath, body wash, shampoo. And I will say that on Carnival, there's a shampoo and there's a bath and body wash.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit that I do use those because I'm lazy. But I always have a fear that there's something in there that shouldn't be in there.
Oh, you do use those?
I'll use them.
Oh, I never use them.
I mean, I know you bring soap and put it in there.
I bring stuff and
Yeah,
put
but
it in
I don't care because I'm just there and I'm like, okay, I'll just use this. I want to smell like everyone else on the ship. I want to smell like the ship smell.
I don't want to smell like that.
But I always have a fear that somebody before me, I'm like, okay, I wonder, did the people check? Is there, did they put like some bacon old grease in here, or did someone put something in there that shouldn't be? Speaking of bacon every day on the buffet in there's plenty of it.
Yes. One day I asked for crisp bacon when they were giving me bacon, and they're like, "Oh, hang on," and he reaches down underneath the food, and he pulled out bacon from a pan they had underneath there. I guess that was crispy bacon.
Yes. Rhonda Carney, no bidet yet. So far, I've only found one bidet. That was in Hawaii, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my long-lived life. I'll just say that. Rhonda, remind me. I'll bring back my bidet video that I showed after Hawaii that time. It's a classic video. It is a classic. Yes, Mary Ellen Dillon, that's the movie. The event planner and the cruise director were at odds, and then somehow they fell in love in the end.
Yeah.
Butter packets, dish brought with changing trio of butters. Ooh, that sounds nice, Teague. We'll definitely look into that. Shower curtains creep me out. They're so gross. Linda Land. What's up, Linda? We hope you're doing great. We can't wait to see you again. And yes, you're probably right about that.
Yeah.
I believe we're sailing with you in a couple weeks in the Radiance. Will your son be with you? Said London Scott.
Yes,
he will be. He sure will. Bacon grease in the soap container. Nancy, I said bacon grease because I didn't want to say something else. Like poo-poo and pee-pee. That's what I was really thinking. Thank you so much. You brought it out of me.
Nobody's going to use that.
Rich P, most people would make that comment, and I don't know, they might get shot down, but we're all friends here. Well, there you go. Nancy came in and put that thing to bed. But Rich, that's really not my concern, but I guess that's an option as well. Thank you so much. Oh boy. How is Matthew? Matthew was great, Teague. Thanks for asking. He had a great cruise.
He did.
He did. One of his best cruises since cruising started back up.
It was his best cruise, he said, post-pandemic.
That's
like
right.
you mentioned, there were the most kids on this cruise, and he had a lot of kids that he kind of jived with and hung out, and he had a good time.
That is right. What else do we have? Is there anything else that we missed? Have we covered all the bases?
I was going to say
the one here and at other channels.
The one good drink that I had on there, it was called the pineapple. It was a pineapple guava sangria. So the guy, they had it on the menu at the bar, and he kind of made it sound like it was like one of their signature drinks or whatever. But then I don't think it was, because the night we ate at Johnny Rockets, there's a bar attached on the end of Johnny Rockets there, and the menu sitting out there had the same drink on it. So
yes,
but it was really good. It was the white wine. It had white wine. It had passion fruit.
It had Pinot Grigio.
Yeah,
was the wine in there.
Yeah, and it had guava and passion fruit syrups, and then it had pineapple juice and lime juice. And it was just really good. It was like refreshing. It was tasty. I mean, I was drinking that stuff like you could drink it like Kool-Aid almost. It was like,
yes,
it was really good.
It was good. There's a question. Overall impression of the Navigator for our dear buddy Timothy Walters.
So for an older ship, I'm gonna.
Oh, you're qualifying your statement now.
It was an older ship, a small.
Don't talk about it. What for an older ship? Just say what was your impression?
We had a good time. Good impression. I'm going to give it like like a B. Give it a B.
That is a great
Yeah.
score.
A B
from somebody who at one point was kind of down on Royal. So you're giving it a B, and I'm gonna go with a solid. I'm squeezing into a B plus on this cruise. I had more often than not had a good time. I didn't have any real negative things.
Now, if I
and I had a
will
lot of
say,
fun.
if the ship was at full capacity for that size of ship, things would have been much more crowded, like the promenade area. There would have been more lines and everything, and it would have taken maybe away from the experience a little bit. But we had a great experience because it wasn't that crowded.
Pia Broderick said that is a good score. Yes, it is.
But I think if, but I will say too, if I would, for a 3-day cruise, this was fine. It was perfect. But I would probably not take a 7-day cruise on this ship because I would probably be bored if I took a 7-day cruise. There's not enough things going on, activities, entertainment, things like that. I don't think for me for a 7-day cruise of interest.
All right. I will say this. I would do that shit. I would do Navigator on a 7-day because I would like to spend a little more time. I mean, I spent a whole afternoon at Playmaker, so that was cool. The Copper and Clover bar, I didn't even have a drink in, which is a bummer. The R bar was cool. The Bamboo bar was fine. I never got down to the Schooner bar because it's such a great bar, but it's so down and out of the way.
Your idea is a bar a day.
Yes, because I didn't get to all the bars, and I didn't get to spend any time really on the pool deck, which looked pretty cool there.
I just needed more.
I didn't go on any of the water slides.
More activities and things, more of that kind of stuff for me. But
that's right. You see, Pia's saying, Sharon's saying that Jamie's boring. Please, I'm anything but boring. I'm the life of the party, Pia.
Jamie's more the sit at a bar, just kind of hang out, kind of have fun that way, and that's what he enjoys. And I enjoy that for a while, but then I get antsy, and
then you want to go shopping.
I need to be moving around and doing things, so I like more active, kind of fun usually.
There you go. Debbie Raines was on the cruise with us. Said I felt like it was a C. All right, that's fair. That is fair.
I almost gave it a B minus, but I went with a B.
Don't back up now.
No.
Jamie Wilhite, we're not. I'll talk about the bathroom remodel at one point when it's done. I'm predicting early 2022. It's going to be the bathroom to end all bathrooms. Mike V did ask a very important question: sidecar or old fashioned? Sidecar or old fashioned? Mike V, that is a very, very tough. That's a tough call. All right, if I'm at a whiskey-based bar, and I'm just sitting there with some great conversation, just sitting at the bar, not doing much of anything, maybe watching something on TV, then I'll sip an old-fashioned. But if it's a party night and I'm with a bunch of people and we're at like the Alchemy bar, then I think I'm going with the sidecar all the way. Although I'm looking forward to getting on the Radiance and trying some old fashions at the Alchemy bar as well. So we'll see how that is. Yeah. There's a few people on that cruise. Hashtag 2 of the 3 Larrys. There are 3 amazing Larrys. 2 of the 3 Larrys will be on that cruise. And it's going to be a Larry, and Jamie situation. And there's going to be a lot of great cocktails being consumed. And a bunch of other people too. They're just the first 2 Larrys I thought of. So don't take it like I'm not looking to afford anybody else. What if the lack of activities based on the COVID stuff, said Daniel Fields? Maybe that's always a factor.
I don't know. It just didn't seem like I don't feel like there was the place for stuff either. Like the promenade, it was kind of skinny, as you're walking down. If there were a lot of people around at full capacity, there really isn't areas where people could be, like bands could be playing right out there, or just
Charles Hahn pointed out that the pole dancing is active type of fun.
Oh, one thing, the cruise director. So we only heard the cruise director twice, I think, on the intercom, and we never saw the cruise director.
Yeah,
we never saw
not
him do
once.
anything.
The only time I saw the cruise director was on the television. And I never saw him once. Never saw him do anything. Never heard him talk over the. Maybe I heard him talk over the loudspeaker.
I think twice.
And the funniest part is the captain of the ship.
He was young.
You know that anytime you go on a cruise ship, the captain comes on and goes, Good evening, everybody. This is Captain Antonio, and I look to tell you a little something about the direction of the cruise ship. We are traveling at 12 knots in the eastern way. Tomorrow we expect the weather in Puerto Vallarta to be 59 degrees. You know, it's that kind of a deal. Okay, I went on a little bit, but I was enjoying myself there, so bear with me. And then literally, usually immediately following, the cruise director has to come on after that and say what the captain said. This captain, he came on and he sounded like this. Hey everybody, this is Captain James, and I hope you had a great day today, and we're going to be here. His name was Captain James. The dude was as American as apple pie, and we were shocked at just how clear and this guy was. There was nothing foreign about him, and I've never experienced that before on a cruise ship. So that's the deal. Was there a park cafe on the ship? Michael Giovanni, what's up?
No, they just had the cafe, that little cafe promenade.
Yes.
So which is kind of no park cafe. I think that's only on the Oasis class ships.
London said, what's I've only cruised Carnival. This is making me want to try Navigator. What's the key difference that stands out? I think the people, it's still, even after a second Royal cruise, I think it's the people and the crew that stand out. They're good on Royal. Don't get us wrong. They're good. They do a good job. They do what they're supposed to do. But if you've ever been in a workplace and you've worked with people and there's a number of people that are good and they do their job and they do it well, and then there's a few people at work that are A's. You know, there's like A, B, and C players. Everyone on Royal, in my opinion, I feel like they were just good B players. But there's a few, when you get on Carnival, in my opinion, and then some on NCL, there's a lot of A players, just over the top, next level. I think I just spit when I talked. I apologize. I couldn't even caught that. John will probably pick that up and do a little B-roll slow motion with it. So, and that's how I feel about it. There are a lot of A players, which are just over the top in their next level for their service. That's my experience. So if you don't like it, tough, because that's my experience, and I'm glad that.
Pizza. So I don't know if he wants a pizza review or pizza. The pizza, they did not have a Sorrento's pizza. I don't know if you heard earlier when we mentioned that, but they did have pizza from I think it was 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. in the Cafe Promenade area. So, and it was okay. It was better, I think, than the Sorrento's on Symphony. Matthew, I don't know if they make it a little different. It looked a little bit different. It looked a little more cheesy to me, but I don't know. But Matthew said it was better than the Sorrento's on the Symphony. It still wasn't the best pizza, but he said it was better than Sorrento's.
Nancy said, on the breakaway, we had trouble understanding the cruise director as much as the captain. God bless him. Alvin. Yeah. Well, Alvin definitely had an accent, too. Sometimes you get double whammied on there. I feel like it's funny. I feel like on Carnival, many cruise directors are American or like England, like from the UK, Britain type of deal. And you get mostly that from our experience. But when we've gone on like a NCL, you're getting some totally different thing, Asian, Philippine, I don't know, something like that. And I don't know whether that's just where they bring in a lot of their staff from or how that works. Any updates on future group cruises 23, 24? Linda Land.
That will be coming. We're hoping to put some info out here soon, but look for that maybe as our New Year's, maybe a little video or something New Year's Day or right the day after, right about New Year's. Yes. It'll be like we will have something out.
That's right.
Either New Year's or about a week after we'll have that.
For the moderators, we may need to immediately go in and block John from the ship show from this video, from tonight's live stream. I feel like he's already trying to pull some of the pole dancing footage off and use it against me, so we'll see what happens. Nancy said our Horizon captain sounded like Count Chocula. He was great. That's amazing. That's amazing, Nancy. So was that, wow, we've been here for an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow is right. You got a lot to do and you got a lot of calls made. Yeah. Jennifer, he said Alaska. Maybe Jennifer will work something out.
Alaska, I'll tell you right now, Alaska will be one of the options. That was probably the most popular one when we put that poll out for people. So that, I'm not sure what cruise line it'll be yet, and if it'll be 2023 or 2024 in the summer. Because we do have a graduation cruise in 2023 for Matthew in May. And so I don't know if we'll do it right after that, or if we'll do it in 2024. But Alaska will definitely be one of them.
How funny. John made a comment because I said the thing about me spitting and he'd get that video. So John said I'm focused on the pole dancing, and Nancy deleted his comment. That's amazing. That is amazing. She said I'm all over it. You are. Thank you so much. Kevin Brubaker said it's okay, Jamie. Based on how long it took John to get the Horizon footage out, you're safe for at least a couple of years. Well, you know, he's going to somehow he put Off the Chisel together with me on the pole dance, and that could get crazy. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. All right, guys, Thursday night. What do you think of it?
It's weird. I know, it's weird.
Could you see yourself change? There's been times where we're like, man, we've done this Monday night gig for a couple of years now. Is it time to change? Is it time to make? Do we need to switch up the days? Are there people that haven't been able to watch on Monday that could watch now? What do you think, Sharon? Would you ever contemplate switching the day of the week?
I don't know.
Some people went live earlier. There were some other channels and stuff, but I don't think anyone's officially on Thursdays at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
John said, you can delete it. I don't care. All I need is a shot.
So we have...
yes, we'll be on the celebration on March 5th on the Vista London Scott, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Thursday is better, said Carrie Schmidt. Okay, Thursday night's awesome for me, said Rich P.
Oh.
Well, you never know. We'll put some thought into it. Maybe we'll do a poll. But we appreciate you guys coming out and watching. If you're not in the Facebook group, please join the Facebook group. Post all your cruise content, your comments, your pictures, your family videos, and all that kind of stuff. And if you're a creator, there's even a section where you can post your creator's content in the group too. There's a post there, especially for you to share that stuff. So that's the deal. Beth Ellinger said, Thursday is our date night. I'm sick, so we're home. All right, Beth, I'm sorry. Maybe Thursday is another question. Hope you and Doug are doing great. We saw your photos from the weekend. Looks like you had a blast. Can't wait to see you guys.
Happy anniversary.
Yes, B-State. I know Griff and Alyssa are on, but I don't know if they're really particularly regular so much. I think they kind of just jump on at different times. I know they were doing a morning thing for a while. I learned that Jamie has the moves like Jagger. Thank you, Kimberly Baker. Twice a week would be awesome. Okay, yeah. We want to go to twice a week?
I don't know. People get tired of it.
Slinky Annual King said, celebrate good times. Come on. Oh, we're going to celebrate. Elaine Thomas. Thank you, Elaine, for being here. We love you.
Hi, Elaine.
And she said, thank you for your help today.
Oh, you are welcome, Elaine.
You are way welcome. Elaine has a VIP line. She's on the hotline. It's a red phone that just rings once and always gets picked up by you. Hello. Betty Eakin, good evening to you. Good evening to you. Guys, thanks for joining us. We hope you got a little bit out of the Navigator of the Seas review. I know it's going to be a few days, a week or so till any videos start coming out.
I think there's two more breakaway videos to come out.
I think so, but we wanted to...
we'll put the Navigator out, but they'll definitely be all out before we go on our cruise at the end of the month, before the Radiance cruise. And we might have something else coming in another week with some information we'll put out there.
I'll say one thing about it. The cruising community has changed a little bit. There are many, many more people involved in the cruising community. And for the last couple of years, a year and a half ago, when the pandemic started even, there were a handful of channels putting out cruise information, and now there are a ton of them. Mm-hmm. So one thing that Sharon has talked about is, if you go back into our history of cruising, there are a ton of tip videos, from packing to preparing for cruises to tips while you're on the cruise, just tons and tons of stuff. But it's all a little bit old. Some might even say outdated at times, and now is a new time out there with the post-pandemic world we're in. So we've been talking about Sharon maybe going and revisiting some of those things and putting a new perspective on it, and covering what you do today and how it is today versus how it was. So that's something that we're thinking about doing as we get into 2022, is revisiting the fact that you're not going to find too many more. You're not going to find too many people like Sharon that have the amount of knowledge and the experience with cruising that you can share that kind of stuff for families, for individuals, and stuff like that. And so we like to share that info. We've always been into doing that, and I feel like we've gotten away from it a little bit, and we may want to revisit it. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, okay. That's what we're thinking about doing.
So that's the deal. So that might be on the table for 2022. Betty Eakin, thank you so much for the super chat. That's very, very nice of you. We appreciate it. Chris and Jones Travel. We're going to Roatan in March. We're going to Cozumel and somewhere else, and we're going crazy, and Belize, and it's going to be great. Someone said they would be contacting Sharon. Jamie, Carnival's new dance instructor. Oh my God. We can do 5 nights a week at B State, and thank you very much. We appreciate that. That'll be fantastic. Good to have met you, and Sharon will be reaching out for some travel help, said Debbie Range. Very cool, Debbie. Sharon can help you even with those casino offers. So just give her a holler. Very nice. Thank you so much for that. We learned that Sharon needs to pack those PJs so we can have a PJ party on the cruise. Yes, that's in the works.
Yeah, that's one thing we're going to
Don't be surprised if that becomes reality.
The Vista is we have plans
Jamie
for a
Woolhead
PJ
is
party.
busting my chops. Party at Jamie's to help finish the bathroom. Did you contact Jamie Woolhead and say, bring up the bathroom a little so we can get that going?
Oh my gosh.
Jamie party sounds fun. I learned that Jamie has a new side job, pole dancing lessons with Jamie. Thank you, Lindy Lou.
Well, if we waste much longer on the bathroom, I'm going to have a whole bathroom remodel in the works. So
That's fine. It'll
be to my advantage.
Yeah, it's just, it's, I've been enjoying the other bathroom. So, fun. Pajama party.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yes. Pajama party, Nancy.
It could be a pajama party. We'll see. That is something we're talking about for the Vista Celebration Cruise. You guys know when the ship show and Sharon Sea Travel get together, nothing is out of the realm of reality. It could definitely happen. Yes, Carla, great to hear from you. I learned Matthew had a great time on Navigator. Best cruise PJ contest on the group cruise, said B. Staten. And then Jamie likes to work the pole. James, will you be in your finest PJ at the party? Well, Big G and Snuggles, the thing about me is I sleep in the raw. Sleep in the raw. So that's a pajama outfit that I don't know if anybody needs to see. Will I be planning a man cave anytime soon? We can work on that. Jamie does bathroom remodels like I do vlogs. Thank you, The Ship Show. Rhonda Carney, I loved your Bogoctober video, Rhonda. Yes, PJ party. What are pajamas, said Charles Hahn. We're looking to remodel our bathroom. Can you give us a quote? I can. 1 year. That's the quote. 1 year. Well, we know the boys had a no-shirt party in Oceans on NCL. It's a crazy catch. But yes, that was crazy. I had to get out of there. I thought we were going to get kicked off the ship. Having a jambalaya party Saturday, said Nancy Fields. Oh, Nancy, that sounds good.
That sounds fun.
Put PJs on your Vista packing list, folks. You're right about that, Tess.
Yeah. Start looking for some fun PJs.
Daniel said, I learned the green screen is gone. It's funny. Vlog-a-days, guys.
Oh, that's
First off, Sharon put out a Vlog-a-days video. We made it while we were on the ship, and many people thought it was made in front of a green screen because it was such a weird thing. The lighting was kind of weird and stuff.
Dusk,
but it
was
wasn't.
right at the end of the evening, so it just turned out a little weird. But I had promised that we would put it out, and we forgot to film it before we left. And so I was like, well, we have to just film it, and it's getting a little dark. But I'm like, well, it's basically just to give some of the details, so it's really not that big of a deal.
But make sure, guys, if you haven't done already, Vlog-a-Days starts next Monday. A portion of each one of our shows the next 4 Monday nights be dedicated to our Vlog-a-Day holiday giveaway. It's our 5th year of doing it.
Yeah, we're doing the same
Sharon's got some great things lined up for you guys.
Last year, we decided to go with theme packages. I was trying to think of some new themes, but I couldn't come up with anything.
Some of the same themes, but some different items. It's going to be fantastic.
So we have, if you watch the video, we have a beach package, we have a drink package, and a tea time package.
That's right.
So I didn't show the gifts in the video, but we will show them Monday. The ones we don't have yet that are ordered but on their way, we'll show you a picture of them. And we had a lot of people ask if the jam was going to be one of them, and the jam will be part of the tea time package, so it will be included in the tea time package.
Mary Ellen Dillon, thank you for the heads up on that. We didn't really know who was if there was anything of regularity for Thursday night, so maybe that's something we need to look into. Our intent was not to step on anybody's toes, just to come on here without waiting an entire week to talk to you about the Navigator. So thank you, Tess, for that visual. I typically sleep nude, but as a courtesy to Pam, I wore PJs most nights on the Mardi Gras. Only most nights. Okay, great. Charles Hahn recommends supersizing the strawberry jam. Strawberry jelly, yes, there will be some.
I think last year they were smaller. Yes, I'll send. There'll be bigger ones.
London Scott, thank you for the feedback. We appreciate that. Same themes. Does that mean I could win a matching wine glass? Love mine. You never know.
Oh, yeah. They're though there is a wine glass in the drink package. Well, this
There
year
you
we
go.
actually have there's 4 different drink packages. People can win the drink package, but there's 2 different ones. There's 2 that are more like wine drink packages, and then there's 2 that are more like
Spirits.
other types of drink
Like
packages.
cocktail.
Yeah. So there's
So we'll see. I think you're going to like it. I know you'll like it because it's free stuff getting sent to you. What's not to like? But make sure, go watch the video. That's the Vlog-A-Days official video on YouTube. And then that is the video that you must put your comments in the comment sections below. And it just has to say, put me in the drawing. Yes, you can simply put enter me, and everyone else can giggle about that. We laugh a lot about it a little bit here and there. Enter me, please. It's always fun
or just a
seeing the
comment. You
comments.
don't even have to. It doesn't have to be. But if you
Yeah.
make a comment on there of any kind, you make a comment, you'll be entered. So
That's right.
if you don't want to be entered, don't make any comments.
Yes, your comment enters you on there. And then Sharon will literally have pieces of paper in a bucket and we're old school. We'll pick the paper out. So far, there's 200 plus people on there. So your odds are pretty good to win. We'll see. We're hoping we can get that up to about 400 by the time next Monday comes. And you'll be very, very busy. So we'll see.
But anyways, yeah. So Matthew will be drawing the names. We still have the same original little bucket from our first year.
Oh, boy.
And
It's all rusted out now. You need a tetanus shot before you use it. All right, guys. So that's it. So watch Vlog-A-Days. Be here next Monday night, regular time, same bat channel. And Vlog-A-Days begins. It's December. It's the holidays. It's time to have some fun. We're excited for our next cruise coming up on the Carnival Radiance in 4 weeks. Less than 4 weeks.
yeah.
Less than 4 weeks. Exactly 4 weeks. 28 days.
Exactly 4 weeks. Yeah.
All right, so we got that going on, so we're super excited.
And we'll
Beth
be-
and Doug, enjoy your empty nesterness. Congratulations on that. That's very, very
Yeah.
cool. I know it's sad, but you will enjoy yourselves. You guys will have a great time. Sharon, what else? Is that it? Have we wrapped it up? We're done deal?
I think that's it.
We're done deal? All right. If you missed it, I'll just end up with this video of Sharon talking about the awkward pole in the middle of the...
my gosh.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to share that again. The embarrassment of that is unbelievable. I can't believe you put that video in there behind my back.
Jamie, everyone knows that you set
Not
up
cool.
the whole live show that I haven't a clue how to
Totally
set it up.
did that behind my back, and I don't appreciate it. It's not cool at all, Sharon.
No.
Not cool at all. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night. Be good. Have a fun weekend. And until next time, from all of us here at Sharon Sea Travel, myself, Sharon, Matthew in the other room, from Lucy and Boswell, from the amazing Nautical Nurse Nancy and Leanne Francisconi, their fantastic families, all of our friends in the community, thanks for joining us.
Happy cruising and safe travels. We'll see you in just a few nights. We'll see you Monday.
We'll see you Monday, right after the weekend. Let's do this all over again in a couple days. Give some stuff away. See you later, guys. We love you.